What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Craving Wild podcast episode. This is episode 40. We have on a buddy Taylor that I met through Instagram. He's an awesome dude, another local Pennsylvania guy, and we recorded this the day before archery season. So right now for the Craving Wild team, we are going into archery season. We're actually recording this intro to get ready for it because I want this to be ready because we're going to be hunting and focusing on that to get this episode out. What's going on? I have Eddie, Antonio with me.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
What are you guys doing the next 2 days? We'll just kind of let the listeners know what's going on.
Hunting all day tomorrow. Well, not all day. I'm gonna come home for lunch. Give my wife a smooch.
What's the feeling update on Deuce?
Yeah. I got some. I'm pretty dialed on where she's at. She's gonna get pretty hard. Because I think she's in a no zone where I can't go, and so she's gonna have to come out onto the fringes. I have a little bit of hope that she will make it because of where she's at, but if she does come by, I'm still getting the opportunity.
And you're gonna
start some controversy. Hell yeah!
So the funny thing is we posted that thing on Instagram. We posted a question.
A 50-50.
And
That's
50,
crazy.
There was like 50 people that replied to that too. That wasn't like 6 people replied. There was like over 50 people that replied to that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a shit.
Get ready.
Replied. So
Get ready, bro.
Yeah.
50-50.
50-50.
That's crazy because like half of the people, 25 of the people, we'll just say, I forget the actual number who did it. You go down that list, and you're like, holy shit, I would never think that guy would say yes or no. Like you would just like preconceived, you think, oh, that person's probably gonna say no, and they said yes. It's crazy. It's weird.
Oh,
man. It's
really?
weird. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. It's pretty cool to see what everybody's feelings about it. It's interesting.
Cool.
Very interesting. Antonio, what do you got?
I got nothing. I got work, and then after that, I'm gonna see what the weather is doing and make a plan from that.
For like Monday, Tuesday,
For
Wednesday.
Monday,
deal?
Tuesday, Wednesday. I might have to work.
It's gonna warm up, so that's not good.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's still not super hot though. So.
Well, I'm going to be hunting the evenings after that.
Yeah.
Saturday, tomorrow's going to be the only morning I get until next.
My camera died. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
So I don't know what I'm gonna do. A new buck just showed up, and it's at a place where I usually shoot does. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel. That's
We're
pretty
going
much-
hunting.
Yeah, going hunting.
Going
Whatever
hunting.
happens, happens.
Yeah.
Also, to be on the lookout, our buddy Gunner, has got some seasonings coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So get over to his Instagram page, and be on the lookout.
Yeah. They're looking pretty damn good.
They are good. We've used them. Just saying. We have that inside.
We have the inside.
Yeah, no. Awesome dude. Awesome guy to support. Awesome seasonings. Great on everything. We've literally tried that. We've said it numerous times on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk anymore. We're going to get you guys right into this episode. Hope you guys enjoy.
Good luck hunting.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Dude, it's the eve of archery season. I'm doing great.
Oh, we're all smiling, man, from like ear to
Fired
ear.
up.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty giddy.
Do you have a plan for what you're doing in the morning?
I do. I have a buck that I'm after early that's living in the corn. And once they get the corn off, it's who knows where he goes from there. So I feel like I got to get him early if I'm going to get him. So my plan is to go after that buck pretty hard until they take the corn off.
Okay. Well, okay. We're already into meat and taters of this. Before we go any further, just Taylor, explain who you are, where you're from, what you do, and we're gonna get right into this episode because I got a million questions to ask you right off the bat.
Yeah. I'm Taylor Fleischer. Grew up in South Central Pennsylvania. Have hunted Pennsylvania my whole life, and I grew up hunting and trapping. Got into archery hunting a little bit later. When I say later, 13 or 14, as opposed to 10 or 11 with a rifle. And it's just kind of been a snowball for me. It's getting bigger and bigger, and I'm more involved and more involved the older I get. So I'm 32 now, and no wife, no kids, so I've got plenty of time and energy to put towards it.
Oh hell yeah, you're living the dream, and a lot of guys would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I believe you kill the #1 buck in PA last year in the bowhunting league?
In the bow hunting league, yeah. I'm sure there was bigger buck killed that were not in that tournament, but yeah, I shot the biggest buck in the league itself.
Well, that's right. Hey, I can pass for 4,000 yards in backyard football. If you ain't doing it in the NFL, it don't count. So you shot the
That's
biggest
right.
buck in PA. We're gonna run with it.
Yeah.
So my question
Yeah.
is, this buck that's living in the corn, are you gonna go back to back in years for championship of PA?
I don't think so. I don't know that he's gonna be as big as the buck I shot last year. I don't know if I'm even gonna get him. He's certainly Pope and Young, but I don't know if he's I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be able to tell you exactly what he is here in a couple weeks.
Hey, we hope so. We'll have our eyes on you for sure, locked on.
Yeah,
When do they
yeah.
usually take the corn off by you?
Man, it depends. Some years, if it's dry early, they cut it, and I'm not exactly sure the farmer who's got the corn up. I don't know if he's gonna combine it for the ears or if he's gonna chop it for silage. So that makes a big difference too. If they combine it, it'll probably be, I don't know, I'd guess late October. But if they chop it, it could be any day. So who knows?
Shit. So you literally have no
Um,
idea when it's
No
gonna
idea.
happen.
no idea. I
You're gonna
wish
go
I
to
could
the
call him and get a schedule.
Yeah, you're gonna go to the stand tomorrow. It's already completely chopped.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
So what? So
I
what's
just
your?
sit, eat my snacks, and go home.
Yeah, sit in the tree stand for a little bit just because it's opening day,
Yeah.
and then you go home.
Yeah.
What's your breakdown? Like, do you hunt mostly private, mostly public? Like, what's your kind of breakdown for that?
Yeah, I would say I'm 80% private, 20% public. The only reason I go into public is I've got some places that we go with friends and family to shoot some doe in the late archery season. But yeah, I'm pretty much I've been very blessed to have access to private land. So I own 30 acres in Mifflin County, which I hunt a lot, and then I hunt a lot of small private parcels in Cumberland County.
Awesome. Is it in those small pieces just people you know, like knocking on doors access?
Yeah, door knock access. Yeah, I would say the biggest parcel that I have access to hunt in Cumberland County is 10 acres. I mean, it's all really small, urban, um, urban hunting, which is very difficult,
Yeah.
It is.
considering people walking dogs and riding four wheelers, and yeah, it's
It's a lot
tricky,
harder
but
than people think for the urban
yes,
stuff. You see
it
it all
is.
you see them all the time, but that don't mean that you have access to them or they do exactly what you want.
Yeah, and not to stereotype, but a lot of people that live in those urban areas don't really know a lot about hunting, and quite frankly, some of them don't think highly of it. If that
Yeah.
deer leaves the 3 acres that I'm hunting, it's tricky to get that deer sometimes.
That's I got a buddy who hunts a lot of small properties in Jersey, and he always he's just like usually when you shoot a deer, you just get super excited. He gets
Yeah,
super nervous and high anxiety because if that deer runs, he's hunting like small 6 acre pieces, 7 acre pieces. That deer is very likely not going to be on that property. Then you got to start knocking on doors to get permission. And Jersey, they don't have to give you permission,
Yeah. Oh shit.
and they'll do it out of spite.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
yeah, that's a kind of negative part of that people don't really talk about a lot. Is that for sure? I'm sure you follow the Seek One guys.
I do. Yeah, I those guys are insane to me. I can't even hardly relate to the, the size of deer they're chasing,
Isn't that nuts?
but yeah, I don't understand how it happens, but hey, I have no reason to think anything's staged there. I think they're doing it legit, and yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, I think they have the perfect. They just kind of not walked into it, but they're good hunters. They have great access. Now they have time because that's their job, and
Right.
they're taking advantage of it. So gotta do a little kudos to them.
Yeah. Well, so you say about tracking deer on other people's property. I was just talking to a guy the other day who has a drone company, but he doesn't have thermal drones. He's just, for realtors and stuff.
Hmm.
And I said it would be really nice. I know thermal drone tracking is getting pretty common, but it would be nice to be able to use a thermal drone to see whose property it died on. That
Yeah.
way, I may only have to knock on one door to get permission as opposed to six to follow
Right.
that
Yeah.
track.
Right. Absolutely. Or you can go to that person and show them, be like, hey, like the deer is dead here. I'm gonna access from here. Go to there. Very minimally invasive on your property, and you could get more yeses that way.
Yeah, I mean, if they know it's an in and out type thing,
Mhm.
you're not just walking around looking at stuff.
Yeah.
Have you asked your friend about the legalities of using the drone to find deer? Because there's some states that they don't allow that, and I'm not sure if PA is one of those or what do they do with that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe
you-
it's legal in PA on private ground. Like I don't think you can
Okay.
use them over the game lands.
No, you
Okay.
can't.
You can't use them at all, or you can't
No, on
use them on
game
game.
lands.
Yeah,
On
no.
game lands, you
Yeah.
can't hear. Yeah.
Yeah, state game lands,
Yeah.
state forest, none of that is
Yeah.
it's illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
So
in
no,
private.
he doesn't know a lot about
Yeah.
it, but
Maybe
Interesting.
private because it's I
Right.
don't know. But you're not supposed to use electronics to track a deer after shooting ducks or anything like that.
Right.
So I don't know if you can do it with a drone or not here in PA.
Interesting.
I know there's some states that allow you to,
Yeah.
but I don't know. here
We
in
also
PA.
didn't really introduce ourselves. So
Yeah.
Dan here, Dan talking.
Antonio.
I'm Eddie.
Sorry.
45 minutes. It's like you guy, the guy with a yellow shirt. What's your name?
Yeah, just be pointing. So we were texting back and forth a little bit, Taylor, and you were having quite a little bit of a broadhead testing going on. And
annually. Yeah, I have one every year. So yeah, the week before season, not saying I do all my broadhead tuning the week before season. I mean, I'm tuned and ready to roll. It's just a matter of picking which head I want to shoot. So yeah, I do a little bit of a broadhead test the last week to pick what the first broadhead out of the quiver is going to be. This year I had 12 broadheads and narrowed it down to one. The one I'm going to shoot this year, well, at least to start, I try to shoot one deer and then move to the next in line. But
No shit.
is
That's awesome.
the B3 Destruct is the one I'm going to shoot right off the bat. It's a small fixed blade.
you
It's
you
just
tested
crazy
all.
accurate.
Real is quiet.
Yeah, very quiet.
B3. I'll have
Yeah.
to check them out. Not really too familiar with them.
No. You
Yeah,
heard of 'em?
it's
Nah.
a very small blade.
Interesting. What all
Yeah.
did you test out? What came in second?
So what came in second? I've got this nasty habit of buying like really cheap stuff to see if it works, and believe it or not, what came in second was a 125 grain head that I bought off of Amazon. It was like $15 for 18 broadheads. And
That's
I don't think I'm gonna shoot it at a deer because I don't believe it's durable enough. But the thing flew like a dart. I couldn't believe it.
No shit. Yeah, might have to try and shoot a coyote with it or something.
Oh, it's in my quiver, definitely. Yeah, it might be a good turkey broadhead.
Oh, there you go. Are you a 3 arrow quiver guy? A 4, 5, whole dozen?
Yeah. I'm a 5 arrow quiver guy, but usually there's only 3 in there, and I just put a space between the two because some of the heads I shoot are fairly wide. But
Now, you all
yeah.
fixed blade in general?
yeah,
Okay.
yep, straight fixed. The only time I'll put a mechanical in is for fall turkey. Sometimes, a rear deploying mechanical is a good option for a bird. So
Okay.
sometimes I'll have one there, but
Do you do that a lot? That fall turkey hunt?
it's a secondary hunt for me. I mean,
I
I
gotcha.
don't. I'm hunting deer, and if a bird comes by in a unit that I can shoot it, I'm gonna try. So
Interesting. I drew back on a turkey one time from the tree stand. It was like the most awkward. My brain just wasn't comprehending what was happening. And I missed.
yeah, man, that's great practice
It is. It is.
because they are sharp.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
can draw on a turkey, you done good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So are you able to hunt? For those listening, and we kind of covered this a little bit early. Tomorrow is the PA opener, and we're all PA people here, so we are extremely excited. Are you able to hunt all day tomorrow?
I am. I think I'm gonna leave my stand at noon, or a little before, because I'd like to hunt another property in the evening. So I'm gonna hunt one location and try to shoot a doe in the morning, if I can, if it works out. And if not, maybe shoot a doe or that buck in the evening if it works out.
I hope so. You can get some points on the board real quick in the bow hunting league this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. If I can shoot a buck tomorrow, my trapping season starts real early.
Do you do any out of state hunts for deer or not really?
No, not a lot. I do think I'm gonna go to Virginia this year. After kind of our peak, for some doe at a friend of mine who has said he's got a doe problem, and I said I'd love to help. So
Yeah.
may do that. But no, I've hunted Ohio, but I'm a Pennsylvania guy. I mean, I like it here. I enjoy the challenges here. I'm not saying that I couldn't shoot bigger buck out west, but boy, it's I don't know. I'm
Um,
just
I'm with
kind
you
of a
on that, buddy.
homebody.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
And it's getting better and better for us, man. Like when like you said you were 32,
yeah.
so we're all pretty much the same age. Antonio's a little older than us.
Yeah, I can tell.
God damn it, I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Good.
now.
I'm glad.
Yeah, you're a dick. Oh man, that's
It's getting better for us because we're all young,
I work
except
too much.
Antonio.
yeah.
Is that what you were gonna
Oh,
say?
yeah. So PA, like when I first started, either being in the woods with my father or hunting myself, we didn't have the bucks that we got now. I don't know about you guys.
No, we don't.
I don't
No,
know. I
we
wasn't
didn't.
here.
Yeah, you were.
There was always one big one shot in the hollow somewhere, but after that, that's about the extent of it.
Same for you, Taylor.
Oh yeah. I mean, my dad's got a trunk full of spikes and fork horns from when I was growing up.
Yep, same here.
How far
Yeah.
apart are you guys from where you grew up?
Well, I'd probably say an hour or two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
York to Carlisle. That's 45 minutes an hour.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Not bad. So what kind of like terrain you got? Is it more rolling hills? Is there a lot of hardwoods? How's that kind of set up for you guys out there?
A lot of ag.
Okay.
A lot of ag in Cumberland County. I mean, it's a lot of fence rows and small patches of woods.
Yep, same here.
There's mountains on the north end of Cumberland County that there's some game lands on, and that's bigger mountains. But out in the valley where I hunt, it's pretty flat.
Is it pretty cutthroat out there with getting permission and just hunting pressure in general?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that hunt around here, and there's more archery pressure now than there's ever been because there's so many homes that it's some of these farms that you used to be able to hunt safely with a rifle, you just can't anymore. So yeah, there's a fair amount of public land out towards Newville and on the north end of the county, but that stuff's hit really hard. So private permission is kind of tough to get, and quite frankly, I mean, some of the pieces that are available are not desirable to hunt at all simply because of the amount of people around you.
And I would say if it's public ground, it's because it's not farmable. So it's it's
Shit.
a hill. It's a hill or a valley or it's
Yep.
just because it's not farmable. So
Yeah.
it's tough terrain. It's hunting. It's hard hunting.
That's interesting.
Yep.
That's interesting.
We like car hunting.
Oh, hunter. I could go down home and I know exactly where I'd hunt.
Yeah. Oh, that's
you know,
awesome.
just because I've hunted the valleys and stuff like that that's why coming up here, it's a lot like home because it's
yeah.
where Dad started me hunting. It's valleys and mountains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
So we have your Instagram up here a little bit, and your first 3 pictures are like perfect, right? You got your trapping, you got the giant you killed, and then you have a photo that says "Don't suck on your bow."
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
How'd that all start? Is there a story behind that?
There, well, not really. I remember the don't suck thing. That's what you're asking about.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young archery hunting, one of the guys that taught me a lot about archery hunting, we were up in Clarion hunting, and I was walking up this ridge, and kind of the last thing he said to me, I'm like 14, nobody's insulted me to my face before, but he's like, whatever you do, don't suck. And it kind of stuck with me from there. I mean, it's not a crazy story or anything, but like in my mind, even as I'm drawing back on a deer, that's like
The first
two
thing.
words that are just on repeat. Don't suck, man.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
I like
So
it.
I've said that to a lot of people as we've left the truck, don't suck tonight.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fucking
What'd
funny.
your deer end up scoring?
He grossed 157 and change, and he netted 152.
That's a beautiful deer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's a little bit of the backstory on that deer? Like, did you have any history with them, or?
Yeah, watched that deer for 3 years. Well, I probably saw him 4 years, but I didn't register that I was looking at a great buck the first year I was looking at him. But when he was 3.5 is when I noticed him. He was a smaller 10 point, and he had that same. He's got these big sweeping tines. It kind of looks like a rib cage on the one side, and he's always had that hooked brow tine. He's had actually for most of his life he had two hooked brow tines. So we named him Captain Hook early on. But yeah, so first year hunting him, didn't get a crack at him, had very few pictures. Second year, I got a lot more interested in him because I had more pictures of him and was starting to, you know, put some pieces together as to how he lived. And then last year, I mean, I went pretty much all out on him and focused a lot of cameras at him. Um, I knew where he was sleeping. I knew where two of his beds were, and yeah, I had enough information last year that I felt very confident that if I didn't kill him, it would be because somebody killed him before me.
Man, that's a lot of pressure
So-
like on yourself going into a season.
Yeah. I took a lot of time off of work. Fortunately, I'm self-employed, so I could do that. But I had a lot of hours. The morning I shot him, I had like 98 hours in a tree stand on him.
Oh,
So
that's
I was spending a
Wow.
lot of time.
that's insane.
You earned it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Was this in your property, or was this one of the properties that you asked permission on?
This is my property
30
in Mifflin
acres?
County.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Now, do you do anything with your property, or is it just hardwoods, or?
It's a ridge. There's some clearings. We have a couple small, less than an acre food plots. We lost a lot of ash when the emerald ash borer came through, so we had to deal with a lot of that stuff. Fortunately, I was in college at the time, and one of my professors, brought this up. So we went and did a tour of the property one weekend. I left college and I said to my dad, I was like, "Hey, we've got emerald ash borer here. We gotta, you know, either timber this or come up with a plan to deal with the mess it's going to create." So we selected to harvest the ash out of there, and I'm very glad we did because our neighbor didn't, and he's got one heck of a mess right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like pickup sticks.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's dangerous, man.
Yippers, they're just falling, and you get
Mhm.
one storm, you come in there, it might not be the same.
Yeah.
Every year, I have a 60-acre piece that had a lot of ash on it, and tree lady,
Mm.
and it's bad in some parts. The one corner of the property, it's literally like a pickup stick. It's like you're in. I don't know if you've ever hunted out west or seen out west. Like it's just literally like pickup sticks. Like it's just trees on top of trees everywhere.
Oh shit.
It's miserable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't get to it. It's not like I can't drive a truck up to it to start
Yeah.
cutting it for firewood, and it's ash. So I mean it's okay, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a shitty situation. Yeah, very very smart on you for doing that.
Yeah, we took off. It was the main area that it was affected was a 10-acre parcel, and we took like 118 trees off that 10 acres. I think it was like 13 log trucks worth of logs,
Cool.
and we saved one of those trucks and had it milled into hardwood floor, and we put it in my parents' house. So I was happy to do that.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We actually remember. I don't know. It might not affect you guys too much. Hurricane Sandy. What was that like? 10 years ago now, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Well,
Yeah.
2010, 2011.
Maybe more than that. Yeah, maybe 10, 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
So anyway, it hit us pretty hard. A bunch of trees got knocked down on everybody's properties around here, and we did the same thing. We milled it, and we actually built a cabin in upstate New York to salmon fish for like a couple $100, like whatever. We knew the
Awesome.
guy who had to mill too, so it was a couple cases of beer, and we just paid for his blades, and good to go.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Great use of it.
Yes, absolutely. Instead of it just laying there rotten, sitting and rotten.
Yeah.
What'd you go to school for?
I went for turf science and horticulture. So I have a bachelor's in turf science and an associate's in horticulture.
So turf science, is that like you could tell me why my grass don't grow?
I could, yeah. It's mainly golf course stuff,
Okay.
sports fields, that type of work. And when I came out of school, I started my own business, installing lawns for builders, and kind of got difficult to compete with some of the much larger companies with huge crews. And in the heat of the summer, grass doesn't grow much. So I have a background in masonry as well. So I started a hardscape masonry business, or it evolved to that, and that's what we've been doing ever since.
No shit. That's awesome. I did
Yep.
I did hardscaping for 1 year, and that is some back-breaking work depending on what you're doing.
Everything's heavy.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun though, man. Like being able to build something and just kind of see it grow from like you're pretty much going into someone's backyard and it's just grass or shit or whatever it is, and then you can turn it into this gorgeous place to be. It's a lot of fun. So my
It
question,
is.
Kentucky bluegrass, is that like the top of the crop there? Like what's the best grass?
Best grass, well, it depends on your situation, but Kentucky bluegrass is cream of the crop when it comes to athletic, high maintenance fields. Um, I'm If you try to continuously grow Kentucky bluegrass in your lawn, it's a futile effort. It's a very I don't know. They throw it in every lawn mix, but it's so high maintenance. Nobody's able to give it the fertilizer it needs and the water it needs. So it usually craps out and the perennial ryegrass takes over. So um, I'm a for home lawns, perennial rye. For athletic fields, in the north, Kentucky bluegrass.
For my house, dandelion.
Yeah, it's like a food plot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, clover and dandelion. I was like, I gotta let her grow.
I like mulch.
Yeah, right.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Have you heard of people doing like dandelion soup?
What?
Yes.
Yes,
the
I've
fuck
seen
up.
stuff like that on while I'm scrolling.
Yeah. And you just keep
Just
scrolling.
mindless
yep.
scrolling.
What are you doing?
I'm
And
interested.
Are you though?
Yeah, I want to make a pizza out of acorn flour.
I don't know about
Are you
all
gonna
that.
crush these yourself?
Yeah, with my fucking just
Bare
beat the
hands.
shit out of it.
Oh my god.
You
No
know,
way.
Don't spend too much time on the internet, kids. It just kind of fucks with your brain cells a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dandelions though. My grandfather still eats them.
No
he
shit.
he'll pick them and he pours hot bacon grease on them. That's how he eats them.
Interesting.
That's fucking amazing.
How old is it when he picks them?
Well, I don't know that I can answer that. I mean, they're yellow, so he eats the flowers, he eats the leaves, he makes wine out of the dandelion flowers. I mean,
Okay.
he utilizes dandelions more than I utilize toilet paper. I can tell you that much.
That's fantastic. We gotta talk to your
Yeah.
buddy to see if we had a guy who does a lot of gathering really
Yeah.
on see what he does with it.
I'm gonna text him.
The whole bacon grease. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
you could put
bacon grease
Yes.
on anything and it tastes delicious.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and I forgot to ask him last time we had him because he's the only guy that has told me that crow tastes delicious, and I forgot to ask him on the podcast.
see when people start saying that, then I question what they say now.
He
Was that crow?
Yeah. He cooked it. He's like, oh, I cooked.
It's like, nah, no.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing, Dave. I love you, brother, but when you sent me that photo of that steak, I was like, oh, that looks delicious. He's like, what is that? He's like, crow. You should try it. I'm like, nope.
Can't do it.
I've eaten crow. I've
Yeah?
eaten the crow breast meat. It is so dark and so gamey. I
It's
won't.
not good.
It ain't worth it.
Nope.
I've never tried it.
Yeah.
I'll pass every time.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the last resort, all right. But
Maybe we don't know how to cook it. Maybe we're just talking shit.
I mean, that's true. We're pretty bad at everything we do. So, do you butcher your own stuff? You do a lot of like cooking, wild game cooking, stuff like that?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Pretty particular about my deer meat, so I don't really want anybody else messing with it.
Yeah.
I like to process it all myself. I've always kind of had an issue with, you drop your deer off at a processor and you ask him to make bologna. Well, if the guy after you brings in a deer that's covered in hair and mud from the creek, and that's getting mixed with your meat, I mean, I don't. It's off-putting to me. I'd rather know that the meat that I'm eating is clean and was cared for properly.
I
I
couldn't agree
with you.
more.
I've never taken mine to the butcher, but I've always been scared that they'll give me somebody else's meat, even if it's not bologna or anything, just like steak. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, here's your steak.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's mine or not.
There's a local place down the road from me that I want to try. They make pork roll. Taylor, are you familiar with pork roll out by you guys?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. So they call it bacon roll there. And they said I can just
Okay.
bring a 5-gallon bucket full of meat and they'll turn it into. So I think I might do that because I know like that's a single batch that's going to be used.
Yeah.
See how it goes. But it's so good. It is so
Bacon
good.
roll.
They call it bacon roll. It's basically pork roll, but it's just got way more flavor and fat in it. Yeah. And
Yeah.
you just can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's the only thing I've ever had a butcher make for me, I had a one year I had more venison than I needed, and I decided to take a hind quarter and have it turned into chipped beef, and that was excellent. I would definitely do that again because I don't have the time to make chipped beef. I mean, I like to smoke my own bologna and do that kind of stuff, but yeah, that chipped beef was something new to me, and it was very good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
We've had it before down home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is that big by you guys? Like down in the like southern part of PA?
Well,
like
it's
central
kind of
southern?
like on the list. So like growing up, Dad and I took our stuff to the butcher, but it was more or less of a time ordeal, you know. And like now, I take it if I shoot a doe in the early season, I just kind of just take it to a butcher, and it's no big deal because normally you walk in there, there's two other deer hanging in the cooler because it's.
You go to like smaller private guys.
Yeah, I went to a bigger guy up here. I won't say his name, but I was pretty not happy with how things turned out. One, my jerky molded. He vacuum sealed it, and I put it in the closet. And I went to go get one like 2-3 weeks later, and it was molded. I was pretty upset. And I skin all my deer. I don't give a shit. I like to do it. It's something I like to see. I like to see what my broadhead does or my rifle. I like to see that stuff. I took my deer to him one time, and he's like, "Well, where's the hide?" Well, I took it off myself. Well, he's bitching about a $6 hide.
Oh. Yeah.
Like,
Well,
bro,
that's big money. 2023 or 2022.
yeah. Cut my deer up. I brought you a clean deer. Like, just cut it up. I don't have a cooler. I don't have nothing. Just please do it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's annoying.
I guess early season does work because there's probably nothing there.
No,
Nothing's
then
going
you know.
on.
Now I found a guy down the road by Wawa here.
Okay.
He's fantastic.
Oh, the one that says
Deer processing firewood.
It's like $50.
Yeah.
Is that
Just straight cut,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
vacuum seals it and everything, ready to rock and roll. You just
Interesting.
bring it home and throw it in the cooler.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Do you have a cooler, or you just butcher it when you get home, kind of deal?
Yeah, I have a big cooler that what I do with early season deer is I quarter them out and I'll put a layer of ice, a layer of meat, layer of ice, layer of meat, and then I take the plug out of the cooler and put it on a slant, and all that bloody water comes out. I'll let it sit in there for a week. I don't care if it's 80 degrees out, it doesn't much matter in that cooler. And you can't believe how the color of the meat changes from day one to when you pull it out. It goes from a dark red to almost a pale pink, and I'm telling you, that's how I do all my early season deer. Now, obviously, once it gets cooler, I'll just let them hang in the garage, weather permitting. But
When you do the cooler thing, do you wrap your meat or you just put it straight on the ice?
straight on the ice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I got a good cooler finally last year, and I did that with my bear.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how well it lasted. I was able to do my bear,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Before I had a shit cooler and stuff, and the ice would melt within.
Is that the grizzly cooler that you brought to the
Yeah,
to
yep,
Delaware? All right,
yep.
cool. That's awesome.
In the late were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say when I first started doing that with a cooler, though, a guy told me about that, and I made the mistake of just leaving the plug on.
Oh yeah,
in.
yep.
And all I did was marinate it in bloody water for a week.
Yeah, right.
So, so you got to make sure that plug is out because you can't believe how much. I mean, if you were to collect the water that comes out of that cooler, there's a lot of blood comes out of there.
Yeah. Is it like one of those insulated fancy coolers, or is it just like a regular cheap Coleman?
It's a big Coleman. It's like
Nice.
170 quart white Coleman.
That's good. It's like $20 at Walmart. Yeah, that's awesome. No,
Those are
that's
great coolers.
Yeah, no, they are this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I grew
fantastic.
up with those.
So
So
did I.
south,
Yeah.
so you know,
Same.
nostalgic as shit.
when you hang them, when it gets cold enough to hang them out, do you hang them with the hide on or off?
Usually off.
Off. Okay. I used to do that
Yeah.
too, and I was kind of shown a different way to do it with the hide on, and you lose a lot more meat, or you would lose a lot less meat. Excuse me, with the hide on. It has to be cold enough though, obviously, because that hide's gonna hold that heat pretty good. You get down into like right around freezing, maybe a little bit above it. Let it sit for like a week, 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that hide comes right off, and
Yeah, you take that hide off. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass to take the hide off, as versus doing it when it's fresh. But
Yeah.
you don't lose all that meat, like that rind you get on the outside.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't have all that.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, it's weird. It's
weird to see
It's
it hanging
weird
with
for me.
with hair.
yeah, it's weird.
That's
No.
the first thing I do when I get home. Take the hat off.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so
get it
used to
going.
everybody. Take the hat off.
yeah. You want to
Scream at me. Okay, I'll take the hat off. Man. Jesus Christ.
So all right, I have a question for you. Behind you, is that a hornet's nest?
Oh yeah, yeah, it
Alright.
is.
How'd you get it, and how many times you get stung?
No, I got in the winter, so the bees were gone. That was hanging above my tree stand, and every day I looked up at it to see if it fell, and it never fell, and it never fell. So, the one Sunday I went down there with the 22, and I shot the limb that it was on, and down it came, and there it sits.
No shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the bees aren't in those, because you hear the stories of, like, people cut them down and they bring them inside, and then the bees kind of come back to life. That's all bullshit.
No, well, if the bees came out of there in this room, I never saw them.
I do have. My dad has a customer who had that happen. He has like 25 of them in his garage. He just likes to pick them. He thinks they're really cool.
They are.
And he brought one home that was not completely empty. And
No.
he come back into his garage, and there was freaking wasps everywhere. Just,
Oh Jesus Christ.
Ooh,
yeah. He said it was a bad day.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I was told by an old timer one time that they used to use in the Civil War. They would use those hornets' nests for wadding around the round balls. They'd tear them apart and they'd wrap the round ball in it so it would impact the rifling better. Kind of like you use a patch now.
Right.
No shit.
Interesting.
Yeah. Don't know if that's true. He could have been drunk. I don't know.
Hey, we're gonna roll with it.
Oh, yeah, we are. There's a big one in my neighbor's house that I
We're
drive by every
get it.
day. It's like in the corner, and I'm about to ask her because it doesn't seem like there's nothing in it.
That's right. And then we're gonna use it as a patch in the flintlock I have.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We got. Do you reload? I see you got some shells behind you. Are you a reload kind of guy?
I am. I reload a lot of ammunition in the fall and the winter. Yeah.
What's your go-to like rifle round for deer for whitetail?
7mm 08.
Hell yeah.
I really like that.
That's
Hell
like
yeah.
that's a fantastic round.
I love that gun. I'll never give my gun up.
Nah.
And if I have to, I'll go get this another 7mm weight.
How'd
It's
you
a
get it?
flat shooting gun, and you can put some heavy. The 7mm uses the same bullet, so you can put some really heavy bullets in there if you
Will
need
you
it for bear or
reload for
something.
your 7mm weight? Because I'm about to have a guy do something for me.
As far as
Which like your
bullet?
Yeah. Yep. And your powder. I mean, what do you like to shoot out of it?
I shoot 139 grain,
Okay.
just a pointed soft point for deer. As far as the powder charge, I think the last batch I loaded was IMR 4320, which they don't make anymore.
Ah, go figure.
So I got to find an alternative for that. So,
Okay.
but I loaded up 100, and 100 deer rounds last a long time for me.
Now, have you ever used any different, like a round nose versus or a soft nose versus ballistic tip or anything like that? Have you ever? What's your go-to?
Yeah, I've played with the ballistic tips. A lot of the ballistic tips now are going to all copper, which I don't like, but they're doing it because of the states out west are banning lead, so you can't shoot a lead bullet at an elk anymore in some of those states.
Okay.
But yeah, the pointed soft points for me retain their weight better than a ballistic tip.
Yeah.
So there's no cavity in there that kind of explodes, and you don't get the fragments.
See,
that,
I bought a pack of Hornady, and man, I shot a buck with it, and it devastated him. I had to throw both front shoulders
Yeah.
out. It just smoked him.
You got a bullet that's cooking and like a
Yeah,
it was a
and
ballistic tip?
yep, and
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't even
bad.
think about it because so the thing about our sporting goods store that we have around, I'll buy 2 boxes of shells, and then a year or two later I need to go get another one, and they're never the freaking same. And
No.
so I've got what they had, and when I shot that buck, they shoot great on paper. I mean, it's like, man, they shoot fantastic. When it hit that deer, man, it
Was it the American
Yep.
whitetails? Yeah,
Yep.
I had a bad experience with a Creedmoor with them too.
lit him up. It was something. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I love reloading. I don't have the time, and I'm not willing to pick up another hobby right now.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about like slowly buying stuff just so I have it. Because my one of my really really good buddies, he is really into it, and we used to like just on a Friday night, all of our other friends are going out drinking, and we were in his garage just
reloading.
reloading. Yes, yep.
Oh,
It was
it's
great.
you can kill so much time, and now I would encourage heavy drinking while you're reloading, but you can
Did you wink? What you say then?
yeah. Yeah. No, but I'm a data guy. I love data, so reloading is like everything that I love altogether. So I love tweaking stuff.
You
I
do your
love
own
going to
bow
the
work?
range.
You do your own bow
I do,
work?
yeah.
Cool, nice.
Oh, nice. You do like you're like just like us.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
he has a long. Is it a longbow behind you? That's what I see. A recurve?
That's a
I couldn't-
recurve. It's an
yeah,
old Bear Grizzly.
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
Oh, nice. I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Yeah, we have a camera like covering kind of your face, so it looks like we're looking at you because we think we're professionals, but we're really not. Yeah, dude, reloading's a lot of fun, man. And yeah, having a couple beers, be responsible.
No. Odors.
Right.
Old duels,
Yeah.
yeah.
Odors?
Yeah.
Odors. Odors.
However you want to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
one year I just went crazy. I ended up winning a rifle at a local place, and it was a Marlin X7 308. It's like $150 gun. It's not an expensive gun, dude. I had this thing driving tacks at 200 yards with actually Nosler ballistic tips.
Yeah, they're great for paper. I mean, great.
And I think I was shooting the powder that you said is no longer available, which I'm a little upset about. Because it was
Yeah.
weird. Not a lot of guys shoot that powder out of a 308, or anything really, which is probably why it makes sense now it's not around anymore.
Yeah.
It was IMR. Can you, Antonio, open up the gun thing and see if there's powders in there? Yeah, dude. Like we would do, like when you do your reloading, do you reload a whole box, or you just do like batches of 4s or 5s?
Well, once I settle on a load, I'll load a box at a time. But I've got to, it takes some time to get to that point. So I'll load 3 at a certain charge, and then another 3 at another charge, and then just kind of, it's called ladder testing. You just kind of work your way up and see which charge shoots the best out of your gun. And once you settle on that, then you can load as many as you want.
Now, what is your gun outside of a 7mm 08? Like, what's the Savage or anything like
It's
that?
a Remington 700.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Yeah.
4350. What's the IMR load you use?
4320.
20.
That was a green can, and the 4350 is a brown can.
You got brown or green in there?
What do I have? One's like 90.
He's got
40,
blue?
64. That was close. I wasn't close at all.
It's got blue and red.
Yeah, the
That's a light
4198.
blue can.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, 4198's burgundy, and that's good
Yep.
for 222.
Yep. So guys, what the hell did I got that for? 250, I believe.
Yep. Very fast powder, yep.
Yeah. Yep. And then what the hell was it? A 43, whatever the fuck it was. That's what ended up shooting good out of the 308.
Yeah.
So now that we just completely lost everybody because they're bored as shit because we're talking about reloading.
Yeah, well, a 7mm08 is a neck down 308. That's all it is.
Right. Yeah. You're just knocking it down to that 7mm.
Right, the 284, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, man, you can get so nerdy with reloading. It's frustrating at point in times, just like working with your own bow. It can be frustrating, but it is so much fun and so rewarding once you
it's
get
so
that load.
satisfying. It's
Mm-hmm.
like when you build an arrow, when it shoots out of your bow and you throw that broadhead on and she's still.
Mm-hmm.
That's
If you had to pick bow or gun, you can only use one for the rest of your life. What are you picking?
Oh, bow. That's not even a question.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
I mean,
nice.
I rarely shoot anything other than groundhogs with the rifle and coyotes with a 22, but that's about it.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you're and you said earlier you're a trapper. How much do you trap just pretty much when you run out of deer tags, or do you trap every year no matter what?
I trap every year no matter what. I trap probably as hard, if not harder, than I archery hunt. A couple years ago, I ran a trap line of almost 200 traps, and
Oh,
now I'm scaled back a good bit. But yeah, I love trapping, and it's getting more and more fun. And I've met so many people through trapping. I've got a lot of hunting permission through trapping. Trapping is way underrated. I understand not everybody can give the time commitment that's needed for it, but as far as the fun factor, it's tough to beat.
You like land or water better?
Land.
I like water.
Oh,
They're both great. I
I
trapped
just like.
beaver for many years, but
That's my favorite, just beaver. It's just that's what I like to trap. It's not,
it's my favorite.
yeah, yeah,
he doesn't trap, by the way.
Yeah. No.
yeah.
No, I don't trap. I don't trap anything.
I got the beaver reference.
I just want to make sure that the listeners are in.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Bel-
everybody.
do you,
yeah,
do you,
well-
go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
No, I mean trapping. There's two types of beaver you can trap. One makes you a few bucks, and one costs you a whole lot more.
Yeah.
I trapped the wrong one.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you, wife.
Does she listen to me?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Oh, hi Tina. We love you. Oh man. Have you ever eaten beaver?
Yeah, I just made a couple months ago. We made about 30 pounds of beaver bologna.
Okay, so what's your thoughts on beaver?
It's my favorite wild game, hands
Dude.
down.
What do I say all the time?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good. How do you cook it?
Well, I pot roast the hindquarters if I have extra. I take a hind quarter, potatoes, onions, cream of mushroom, cream of celery, something like that. Cook it down and eat it like a pot roast.
Ooh.
That's honestly my favorite way to eat it because it's just such a filling, rib sticking meal in the middle of winter.
I must have just missed a gland when I made it with my dad because it was awful.
You got to get the glands out.
I
for sure.
must have missed a gland because it was. We came in the house from checking sets and we're like, all right, we're gonna give it. Dad said it was fantastic, and we opened up the pot, and Dad's like, "You want pizza?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yes.
It was rough.
So how do you go
Yeah,
about finding the gland if you're like new to trapping? Like, do you go on like
right
YouTube?
behind the knee.
Yeah, you'll see it, and I must have just missed one when it's a white thing. It
Yeah,
looks like
yeah.
a little.
Yeah, if you like straighten the leg out, and there's a muscle seam right behind the knee, and
Okay.
you can almost separate it with your finger, and inside there's a gland about the size of your thumbnail, and that's the stink. You got to get that out.
Just like deer in the hind quarter, how there's
Yeah,
that little
yeah, yeah.
fucking
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
We used to every year growing up, we would barbecue a beaver for New Year's and just do pulled beaver sandwiches.
Damn.
Oh, it's so
Oh
good.
yeah,
So good.
yeah.
Just
And you think about the size of a beaver. I mean, you can get 40, 50, 60-pound beaver. I mean, you get 3 beaver. That's the size of
You know
of
how
a
big they
of a doe.
Yeah.
yeah.
Lots of meat.
Yeah, these poor bastards, they for whatever reason they decide to go after the beavers. They're 6 miles back on public for
Yeah,
why we
they
don't
were
know. But
6. They were 6 miles in, and then we had this thing bring them 6 miles out.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
And I caught this old big bastard, 52 pounds,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
had to. And I have this nice saying: "Is Antonio asked what we're going to do when we get him, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there."
That's right.
And I don't want to walk over that bridge too much anymore.
No,
yeah, we're-
not that bridge.
No, that bridge is pretty much toast.
Not
we
that
set it on
bridge.
fire.
That's awesome.
I did the same thing this last year. I biked in 6 miles for beaver, to catch 2 beaver, and I suckered one of my buddies into going with me one day. And I was like, dude, I need help. I think I might have a couple back there. I said, you want to, haul one out for me? Yeah, he didn't go with me anymore. I mean, it was pretty excruciating
They're miserable. Those
because
days are
they were
miserable.
both big.
Yeah, the last time me and him went trapping, it was miserably cold.
Yeah.
Miserably
Yeah.
cold. And it was icy everywhere.
Yeah.
And we did that. It was like, I think it was the total was like a 14-mile days that we
Yes,
did
they
for
were
a week.
forced because my uncle, or no, not that year.
No, the year after that. 'Cause
Yeah.
we went to that horrible spot, and then we had to go to the other
Yeah.
not so horrible because it was right next to the car spot. But yeah, it was like 14-mile days.
Yeah.
When did you start trapping?
And
Sorry.
he likes to fucking go when it's otter season, so it's a whole week straight.
Yeah, well,
'Cause he
because you
takes
have
a
a
whole week
good
off.
chance of catching it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you can double it up.
Well, when did you start trapping?
Oh, 6, 7, with my dad.
Oh, so you've just been doing it your whole life. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, I started trapping muskrats with my dad in grade school, and when I was growing up, there wasn't coyotes. There wasn't coyote trapping, and my dad grew up in the just outside of he lived just outside of Philadelphia at the time, and that was like the red fox hotbed. I mean, there was red fox everywhere, and he taught me a lot about trapping red fox, and then you got to change a lot of that to catch coyotes. So I kind of taught him what I know about catching coyotes, and yeah, we trap together now, every so often.
Hell yeah.
I wish I would have done that when I was younger. That shit doesn't exist where I'm from.
Yeah, no trapping at all.
Mm.
Interesting.
It's weird.
Yeah, I never got into it. Like my family did it, but didn't really get into it that much.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's not for everybody. I mean, I will say that. I mean, it isn't for everybody, but
Yeah.
I think it's really great for kids. I mean, make sure you get a kid that's old enough to be able to witness that type of
Understand what's going on.
Activity. Yeah.
right.
And it's
The-
interactive. It's so interactive. It's unreal.
Right, and kids can be loud. They can, they can talk and
Be kids.
eat snacks and do whatever they want.
Yeah. They could be kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool because it's like Christmas Day morning every time you go check your traps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with Eddie every now and again. First, I ask him where we going and how long is it going to take. And then once we establish that, then I make the decision whether or not I got to work today. All of a sudden, one of those deals.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when we go, like
had
it's,
a bad beaver roast last night.
yeah. it's like Christmas. You're walking up, you're like, oh, is it there? And then you think you see something, and you're like, and it's fun for me because I don't know where the traps are, so I'm trying to look at him, like figure out where the fuck did he put it. It's a lot of fun as like just a person to go along. Like I said, I love it, but I know I don't have the time to do it, and I have ADHD, so sometimes I just can't. Trapping, I feel like if you're trapping, you got to be like focused on trapping. That's what you can be.
There's
doing.
no day off. You
Right.
you can't
Right.
take a day off on it.
Right.
Unfortunately. But
Yeah,
fortunately, it's fun.
I say it's a lot like being a dairy farmer. I mean, if you're sick, you still got to do it.
Right. Some days I wake up and I'm like, I just want to go to Delaware today. You can't do that when you're.
Yeah.
Love of labor. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah, it is a lot. That's for sure.
It does get a bad rap for being what it is. But there's no difference then,
needed. It's needed.
It just pretty much so.
If it's done right, you're not doing anything.
No.
You know.
But it's still the image of it, I think.
Well, that's what it is. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm backing that up as.
Yeah.
And if it's done right, it's,
It's
there's no harm, no foul. It's real in reality.
Yeah, you guys have fishers out by you.
Not many. There's some. Not some. There's a lot in Perry County. There's not a lot that come down into Cumberland. There's a few in Mifflin County where I own land. I mean, I get a picture maybe once a year of one there, but I don't trap anywhere that's heavy in fish or like some of these guys trap. I mean, they're releasing more than they can keep. I mean, well, you can only keep one, but some guys are releasing 8, 10 fisher a year. That's a lot of fisher.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You would almost think that the game commission would hear about that and be like, all right,
I don't think you have the habitat down there for them. I don't think it's what
they're more
want.
big woods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pines,
Well, and I think
yeah.
they like rocks and stuff like that. They like the mountainy. I think
Okay.
that's their habitat. I think that's what it is.
That's just what they
yeah.
like. Yeah. Because there's a ton up in New York.
Yeah. I don't think they're running around
Oh,
the
yeah.
cornfields and soybean fields in southern Pennsylvania. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
You'll get one or two, but I don't
Hey,
think
it's
that's
2023. You never know what's going to happen anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh man. So, what time are you going to tag out tomorrow?
Oh man.
You just jinxed his whole fucking morning, hon. There's not gonna be no
Yeah.
corn. He forgot his little Debbie's. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
mess, man.
I'm not even gonna answer that. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way I'm gonna
Good,
risk.
good.
No
Smart
way I'm
man.
risking my hunt.
Smart man. Smart
Smart.
man. He's going to
Yeah.
be cursing Craving Wild for the next 30 days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck those
Yeah.
guys.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's funny.
That's hilarious.
So you said that you're gonna trying to catch this year that you have a target deer right now. Do you have any other for when they cut the corn, or are you just running and gunning type of deal? Do you have cameras out?
Yeah, I run a lot of cameras, so I think right now I got, I don't know, maybe 63 or 4 cameras out between all my properties that I have access to hunt.
Yeah.
So I like to, what I like to say is I have day one shooters, meaning a buck that I would shoot the very first day.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 on my list this year. One of them being that corn deer, but there's maybe 2 or 3 others that I'd have to think long and hard about if they came under me, mid-season. But I would probably, I know it's you shouldn't hunt that way. I mean, what's the saying? You don't pass on day one what you would shoot the last day. But I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I've got maybe 5 that I'd be willing to put a tag on this year
Where did that saying
2
come from?
for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't like that saying either.
Where did that come from?
I think it comes from guys that go on guided hunts.
That makes a lot of sense. That's
Yeah.
That's
makes
fucking
sense.
amazing. Oh shit.
Because, like, I mean, I think my season it starts off very high hopes, very high,
Yeah.
and very quickly mine goes down to reality. And
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, especially if I'm in like a meat, I call it being in a meat crisis when I'm running out of deer meat in the freezer.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, I
Multiple.
would shoot the bare minimum of the last week of the season.
yeah.
I won't do that in
Yeah.
the beginning. So no.
Yeah, like I don't but
He's a
it makes a
bugger.
lot of sense. They're divvying out a couple grand. Why wait?
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Right.
All right, we'll shoot that the last day. Whoosh.
Yeah.
No, man.
No, yeah. It progressively has got to do something, I feel like. Makes sense, though. Yeah, we only have 5 days to hunt. That's hilarious. Oh,
So
shit.
that being said, though, I'm like I said with your question about whether I would rifle or archery hunt. I'm actually to the point now where I feel like archery season, the last week of archery season is pretty much the end of my season. Like I'll go out in rifle season, but I really focus heavily on archery, and I feel like the last week of archery is the last week of rifle for most other guys. I mean, that's just my mentality. It's not right or wrong. It's just I much prefer archery season over rifle.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah, and you just put, there's so much time and effort that goes into that season, not only during the season itself, but, I mean, shit, you're running 63 cameras. Energizer loves you.
Yeah.
You're right. You're starting, are you like a 24/7 365 guy? Like you're going right from, do you shed hunt? Did you have sheds of that buck that you killed?
I had one. I had his left side when he was 3.5.
Oh, okay.
But where my land is, I mean, finding anywhere in Pennsylvania, it's really difficult to find sheds consistently.
You got to cover a lot of ground.
A
You do.
lot of ground.
I mean, the best year I ever did was like 12, I think, or 13 sheds, and I probably walked 200, 300 miles, I want to say.
And it wasn't like flat down the road, lollygagging. It was
Fucking
yeah,
mountains.
no.
yeah.
I know
Hard
one guy.
miles.
Yeah, hard miles, very hard miles.
Yeah.
I know one guy that he drove his UTV to the edge of the field, stood on the field, and he could see like 17 sheds. Might be exaggerating that number. It was like 12 sheds, maybe.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
That would be wonderful.
No, we would all be running and
Yeah.
I got this one. You got
Yeah. Me and Eddie almost fought to the death because we had a little fork horn thing that we saw.
yeah. At the same time.
At the same time.
And he's a lot faster than me, so I had to catch him. I had to get a hold of him quick.
He sweep the leg.
That's a
That's what
drawer
he did.
handle, man.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
That's-
I want to get enough to like build like a little chandelier or something, but the problem is we don't live in Iowa.
yeah. No,
So-
we don't.
Yeah, the door, the drawer handles are a much better idea. I like that
But a
idea.
lamp. We could do a lamp.
Yeah, we could do a lamp.
I give the little ones mine to my dog, and then the rest are just
Whatever.
hanging there waiting for me to do something with them. But
Yeah.
I don't have enough to do anything with it.
No, they'd more take up unnecessary
Unnecessary space on the table. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the wife gets happy when I find them because it makes me happy, but she knows that they're coming home to just take up space.
Yeah. Do you hunt anything else other than whitetails besides like the trapping and shit like that?
No. I feel like every year that passes, I feel like I need to pursue bear more than I do. But no, I'm pretty much a deer guy. I haven't got into waterfowl. I've gone with buddies a few times, but I've got enough hobbies and it takes a whole lot of ducks to fill my freezer, so I prefer the larger animals. But yeah, deer. I would really like to shoot a bear with my bow. But yeah, no, I'm a deer guy. I'm deer and trapping.
You turkey hunt much?
I do, but I wouldn't say that I get as passionate about turkey hunting as some guys do. I mean, I know guys that would take turkey over deer every day, and I'm not anywhere close to that. I do it because it's a reason to get in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have you.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do in May.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fish.
Find mushrooms and turkeys.
Yeah.
And fish.
You guys have a lot of mushrooms down by you, and that being the farmland.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We get there's a lot of chicken in the woods down here. Up in Mifflin County, it's always great for morels. I mean, one Sunday morning, my father and I picked like 4 plastic grocery bags of
Holy
morels.
shit, that's awesome.
That's a good day.
I
That's
mean, it's
cool.
just we have a lot of dying elms, which they love,
Mhm.
but yeah, there's a lot of mushrooms around. All depends on the year, but the spores are there for sure.
You ever do get chanterelles down there?
No, I don't think I've ever found a chanterelle in my life.
They're like the little orange guys. Oh, they're so good. If you can find them, you had some,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I found some in the property that I.
So
yeah.
good.
Uh-huh.
So good. That's something I
Yeah.
like. I find myself mushroom hunting more in the springtime than I hate turkey hunting, to be honest.
It's
Um,
hard.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hiding it. I don't like fucking turkey
I
hunting.
don't think you have hit. I think you have let America know about it.
Okay. Just
Every
just
time
so
we
it's
bring up
clear.
turkey hunting, you're like, oh, I fucking hate it.
Fucking hate it. I hate it. But I go every year. I'm taking off of work to go turkey hunting. And
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it.
Yeah. Oh, it's a reason to be in the woods, like he said. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
coming out of ice fit. Do you do any fishing or anything like that?
I don't. I haven't bought a fishing license in 12 years.
no shit.
Damn.
I don't know. I work a lot in the summer when the
Yeah.
fishing's great,
Makes
and
sense.
I bank my time to spend it in the fall and the winter.
Yeepers.
Makes sense. I guess that's better than me and him bought, fishing licenses for the last 12 years, and we probably caught the same amount of fish as you did. So
You got the same
Yeah.
amount of fish that I don't know about.
yeah, no, that's me. I bought a fishing license. I don't think I went fishing once this year.
Yeah, I whooped your ass in trout fishing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're floating those fucking Play-Doh cube things down the thing. I don't understand that at all. What is it? Power bait. Yeah.
Power bear. I
Bullshit.
fucking love fish.
Yeah.
So.
Hey,
bullshit.
don't
That's
hate
the
the player,
argument
hate the game.
Yeah, that's the argument I have with buddies that love to fish. I'm like, how difficult can it be if you can put power bait on a hook and catch fish?
Ask Dan.
There's a talent. There's a skill level there. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't have it.
I don't know.
yeah.
I like fishing as much as I like deer hunting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're Antonio.
I fucking like that shit a lot, man.
I like eating it.
I like eating it too. I just feel like with fishing, you can do it every day. You can catch as many as you want and not kill anything if you don't
Mhm.
have to, or just eat it if you want to, and then go back the next day and just catch more.
Absolutely.
It's nonstop, never ending. That's what I like.
Absolutely.
That's what I like.
You all right? So usually we ask every guest this: what's your like go-to wild game meal?
I think we covered it
Man.
already.
Yeah, he's a beaver.
Yeah,
He's
I
a-
think we covered
But
it
like,
already.
what would be his meal? Like, you're about to, I don't know,
Your last meal.
your last meal, or you only can cook this for the next month. This is all you're gonna
My
eat.
is this like a pilgrim last meal, like this wild game?
Hey, it could be whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say, I mean, the obvious answer is a tenderloin, a venison tenderloin.
Yeah.
I love a tenderloin as opposed to a sirloin, that preacher's meat. Um, just that, some mashed potatoes and some peas or carrots or whatever. But I'm a very basic guy. I'm a
Salt, pepper,
Oscar
butter.
Mayer bologna and a piece of cheese sandwich for lunch every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Hey, if it works, it works.
Hell yeah.
How are you cooking the tenderloins? Just grill?
Grill, yeah.
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 We've noticed a lot of people in this podcast. They're very simple. I think everybody is simple when
Yeah,
it comes
the-
to venison meat. It's the
Mhm.
best way to cook it, I think.
The one thing I have done, I want to do more of it, is I've been taking my tenderloin, or not tenderloin, sirloin, taking them in like 6-inch chunks, and then I'll make slits in the middle of the back, and I'll put pieces of pork fat
No
or
shit.
bacon fat down in the middle of it, and then
Good
I'll
for you.
smoke it, and then finish it on the grill. And I really like that too, because it makes it a much more
Yeah.
moist piece of meat than it originally is.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
about to try that.
Yeah, my dad taught me once when you hunt rabbits to stab them with the knives and then put butter and garlic in it, and that
Yeah.
fat from that butter makes it. So I'm gonna say
Good
it's the same thing as those tenderloins. It helps.
Yeah.
It helps the moist levels to stay there for the meat.
Right.
That sounds good. Jeez.
All right, let's get into your. I'm getting excited about deer season now.
Yeah.
It's we don't got much longer to go. What's your like kind of hunting setup? Are you, since you're on private, are you still like a mobile guy? Are you hunting a lot of pre-hung sets, ground blind? How do you go about it?
All the above. I've got some ladder stands up. I use them,
Take a whiz. Good luck.
and I've got mobile sets that are ready to be deployed when needed, based on how the deer are moving that year or where the feed is that year. Um, I have a couple places in Cumberland County that I use a ground blind for, because there's not a tree big enough to get in. That's a really tough way to hunt for me. I'm not used to that. So hunting out of a ground blind with a bow has I don't know, it's a very unique situation because it's really dark. You can't see your pins very well at all. And if you don't have a light on your sight, you're kind of screwed in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah,
saddle
but
hunt?
I don't. I
No?
don't. I don't
Okay.
saddle hunt at all. I'm I won't give my opinion on saddle
No,
hunting.
please do, please do. We like this opinion. Please do.
Yeah.
I
No,
encourage you to.
I just think it's a really I don't know. I think it's just a way to stand out. I don't see any advantage to saddle hunting. It's I sat in a saddle once, or stood in a saddle, whatever they say, and it was so uncomfortable. I'm thinking, how in the world could you possibly enjoy hunting in this type of a setup? So
Yeah.
I've got friends that do it, and I love to make fun of them because they do it. But I'm
No,
not a
that's fine.
saddle guy.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So all three of us here are saddle, and it's a like first and second year because we're all trying it. We all have something in common. It's not comfortable.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
We're trying our best to make it comfortable. Failing miserably
I
at it.
bitched to him for 2 hours
Yeah,
yesterday on how
yesterday.
much I hate the saddle
Yeah.
as I'm sitting in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I tested out his saddle. I won't say the name brand because I could be possibly doing something wrong, but he has a single, like, well, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah, single. Yeah.
single panel, whatever the hell they're called. I was so my toes were numb.
Oh,
I'm
it's
like
worse.
swinging
Yeah, I
around
told
because
you-
my
I
legs
told
are
you guys
hurting,
Yours is more comfortable.
and I'm like, there's no way that this, like, I sit down in a tree stand, like my back's against the tree, I'm vertical, I got good posture. My legs get tired, I just stand up,
Yeah.
lean against the tree. The saddle, man, I don't know. Then you got knee pads. I feel like an idiot with these knee pads. Like I'm not.
Look at his face.
Yeah, I'm not putting in a hardwood floor. I'm trying to go hunting.
Yeah.
I don't even use them for a hardwood floor.
Well, what I like the best is I don't even like to take a book bag with me when I go deer hunting because I hate bringing shit. So I'm like, oh, saddle's going to be wonderful because it's just, whoop, minimal type of thing. And that's the main reason why I keep doing it. It's because it's less shit that I got to bring. I hate putting tree stands up. I hate it with a passion.
I was gonna ask. I mean, if you guys are all saddle hunters, what is the biggest advantage to hunting out of a saddle other than it being lightweight?
Run and gun. That's it.
Yeah,
You can
that's literally
you
it.
don't have to worry about anything. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, it's quick as shit.
It's light.
It's quick. It's light. I like it too because you can get on trees that you can't get on with a tree stand, and that you can hide more if you have the opportunity. If there's a bundle of trees, you can hide better. But other than that, that's about it. But if you have private and you can set up tree stands and you don't have to, that's exactly what I would do every day.
So this is
So
what
do
my
you-
problem. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask. Do you put sticks the whole way up, or are you just
Yeah.
climbing and one sticking?
No,
Oh,
I
no,
put
fuck that.
no.
No one wants that shit.
We put sticks all the way up.
We're not influencers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Three. You use 2 sticks.
2 sticks
in
with 2
Delaware
aiders.
with 2 aiders. I usually use 3. I don't usually, and the only reason I don't carry 4 is because it doesn't fit while I'm climbing up in my saddle. I'm like, fuck this. I'll just hunt 3.
Yeah.
But I don't even bring a book bag with me because I hate it. I hate bringing stuff with me.
If he could
So-
figure out how to not use a quiver, he would do that.
100%. 100%.
Like a telescoping arrow?
Something, man.
I noticed. I finally figured out what my pet peeve is about sitting in the saddle. I think I'm going back to a tree stand. I think I've made up my mind
No,
after the other day.
No, you haven't.
I don't know.
How much
Makes
you want to
sense.
so,
He hasn't.
Yeah, I know.
So my biggest problem is when I'm in the saddle and I'm swanging around, I'm facing where I think the deer's coming from.
Mhm.
The problem is now I have a 36-inch oak tree right in front of me, so I'm constantly doing this to look around to see if there's anything coming my way. That's what annoys the shit out of me is I'm
Really?
constantly moving to see where I think the deer are coming from.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. That's
No,
I like
there's a
I
lot of
like the
pet
saddle. There's 1,000% benefits to hunting from a saddle.
Yeah,
But I think what I might do is do a hybridize. Hybrid.
sure.
Yeah. English wasn't my favorite subject anyway.
Sure.
With a really, really small tree stand and just wear my saddle
Yeah.
and sit down normally like I would. And then if I want to, for whatever reason, swing around, I have the ability to do that.
I don't think you can hybrid that.
Someone's got to try.
Well, go ahead.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Because last year, I hunted out of a saddle all last year.
Yeah, me too.
And I shot a doe out of a tree stand, and I think I told you, the first thing I said was it was so nice to be sitting in a tree stand.
That was the first thing you sent me that morning.
Yeah.
You were like, "This is amazing."
It's
I
so
forgot
nice.
how
It's
much I love a
luxurious.
tree stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
just hate carrying that shit.
It's been-
That's
yeah.
that's my main problem. Is carrying that
So-
big ass fucking thing.
So the biggest difference in weight is you're talking about your chunk of cloth compared to like a platform, correct?
Yeah. Well, we have a platform.
Otherwise, you're carrying the same stuff.
Yeah, pretty
So
pretty
you
much.
got your sticks and your saddle, whereas like for my mobile setup, I have sticks and a small hang-on.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
What is your mobile setup?
I have an Elevate Rise is the
Oh.
one that I'm using
Oh
this
shit,
year.
that's the new one, right?
Yeah. That's the one that
Yeah.
you were looking at.
That's literally the one I think I'm gonna get.
I have a .5 from
Yeah.
Lone Wolf.
Yeah, so it's certainly not I think I forget what the weight is, but sticks and it's like 8 pounds or 9 pounds or something. It's not that much.
Yeah, that stand is light. It's tiny, but
Yeah.
it's light.
Yeah, obviously I don't have a lot of sits in it because it's brand new, but yeah, it's not going to be the most comfortable stand, but it's sure going to be mobile.
Oh, for sure.
My .5, I really like it. The only problem I have, it's because I don't have an ass. It just hurts my ass, But that's
Yeah.
every other freaking tree stand.
I think that's why the saddle hurts me because I'm fat and don't have an ass. It's just too much against me.
Yeah.
He fucking texts me. He's like, I gotta lose 60 pounds. So when you let's say you're using this new stand, how do you climb up a tree? Do you put a stick, come down, put another stick, come down, put another stick, come down, and do that, or you have everything with you and carry it?
Yeah, everything's on me. So I have a big carabiner on my right side,
Okay.
and then I just make little loops of paracord that hooks on the top of each step section, and that clips into that carabiner. So I'll set a stick, go up, pull another one off the carabiner, and then my stand is on my back with my backpack. So once I get all the sticks in, then I'll take like a just like an equipment hook, like the small hooks that you have that you can screw into a tree. I'll screw one of them in right where the seat would be for the stand, and then I'll hook my stand on that hook and then work the strap around the tree so I'm not holding the weight of the stand while I'm trying to ratchet it.
Oh, see, that's good.
That's a very smart way to do it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a very, very smart way
Yeah,
to do it.
that's awesome. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a
To each his
poison for
own.
there's
Yeah,
a
to each his
poison
own.
for everybody. You keep making fun of the saddle people, man. I love it.
I
love it.
absolutely will. Yeah.
I love it, dude. Like, I mean, it's a new trendy thing.
I'm telling you, there was nobody that was more against saddles than me and Eddie when they first came out.
Oh, it's just reinventing the fucking wheel.
Yeah,
And then I was like, Dan sends me a picture, and I'm like, this son of a bitch got one. I said, I'll be over.
You're welcome.
And I came over, and I got up in it, and I was like, damn it, I'm going to go home and buy one. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, like I was like, I can't be making fun of this and not sit in it.
Give it
Yeah.
a fair shake.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. And then after a while, I'm like, man, I don't know if I like this anymore.
Yeah.
And I think it's just it's a tool for any given for the situation. Delaware, I think it's fantastic because it's 90 degrees, and you literally, if you're above 12 feet, you're too high. If you're below 10 feet, you're too low. Because of the brush, how thick it is.
It's very young there too.
And that's kind of what I liked about the saddle this year. It kind of just fit. I could walk in, sneak in, boom,
Yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then
It's-
2 hours into it, and I'm like, man, this is awful.
yeah, yeah.
Now, the only way to get through it is when you see deer. Because I
That's
came
true.
back one night, and I was like, guys, I figured it out. I just was watching deer all night because the next
He was
morning
so
it was
excited.
uncomfortable as a mother.
He didn't change anything the next morning.
No, it didn't change a damn thing.
Just a-
Yeah. Yeah.
So put yourself on deer, people, and you won't have any problems.
Yeah. That's the name of the game.
Yeah. Well, and before I had this rise, I've had a couple different. I've had the XOP Vanish, and even before all these new aluminum hang-ons, the run and gun system when I was growing up was a 30-pound old man climber stand.
Mhm.
I mean, that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
you used, and I grew up on those, and I got to tell you, I'm not the biggest guy, so toting that thing around, that
Awful. It's absolutely awful.
yeah, I mean that's a backbreaker.
Yeah. I like
So
climbers
I
more than regular
understand
ones.
the lightweight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
30 pounds on a 150-pound frame, it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Sweating bullets and
I ran a
just-
Summit climber for a long time, and they're just bulky, massive,
Yeah.
super comfortable. But
When I worked at the bow shop, you know how hard it was for me to sell a Summit because I absolutely hated them. So hard to sell that thing.
Yeah. I'd rather use a climber than just a regular tree stand. Just because it's less shit for me.
yeah,
My lone wolf
that's my
climber
main-
can't
yeah.
be beat. I love that thing.
it was a funny story for me. I started working with some guys, and I was running a climber, and we were hunting the one day, and we had a work van, and we put all our shit in the van. And they're like, "Why the fuck are you still using this climber?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, this is the best way." And they're like, they had climbing sticks. I'm like, "What the hell is this little like toy shit you got?" And my boss, there was a tree where we were working. He got out and he hooked this, all the sticks up and had his thing hung, and I'm like, "Oh shit, there might be something to this." And he had like the lone wolf sticks, like the original lone wolf sticks, which are
Yeah.
still, in my opinion, like some of the best sticks that are made. They're a little heavier,
Right.
but they're fantastic sticks, dude. And that just changed the game for me. Next thing you know, I think I bought a Ameristep.
$50 from Walmart type
It
thing.
might have been $39.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 pounds. And just ran that for a while. You know, you got those thin straps on your shoulders.
They
You
just
can't feel
dig
your
in.
shoulders when you get to your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we've come a long way. It's funny now because we're all bitching about 2 pounds, and you know we used to be carrying 38 on our
You know the
backs.
amount of money I've spent on backpack straps to try and figure out which ones don't hurt?
Yeah.
They all hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't found one yet. It's not cool. That
Yeah.
is comfortable.
What's do you bring like a shit ton of food with you and water and shit like that? Or are you like one of those guys or like a camel like this asshole over here doesn't drink for 2 days?
Yeah. No, I drink a lot of water, so I always have 2 bottles of water in my backpack, like one on either side in those side pouches.
You guys are crazy.
And then yeah, as far as food, I mix up like a 5-gallon bucket of trail mix in September, and then I'll put them in sandwich bags, and I'll take every day I'll take a sandwich bag of trail mix and a can of jerky chew. And that's what I eat in the stand.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. I
Yeah.
do the same thing. I don't do 5-gallon bucket, but I'll get a thing of trail mix and I'll dump in gummy bears for a little bit of like that sugar boost. And
Yeah.
Antonio got me hooked on M&M peanuts because they don't melt.
Yeah, they don't.
The jerky chew's a good idea because
It
I've
is.
been on a jerky kick here lately, but you got the package and
It's
you know it's
loud,
big
yeah.
pieces, and the jerky chew's a good idea. I don't have to stop and get a couple tins.
Yeah, see, I used to chew tobacco for a long time, and every fall I get a terrible hankering to start chewing
Oh, I
tobacco.
bet.
It's the worst. Same
Yep.
here.
And
Go ahead.
yeah, so and I used to chew big leaf. I used to chew Red Man and
Oh
Levi
shit!
Garrett,
Okay.
and like all day long. And now I haven't chewed tobacco in quite a few years, and this jerky chew is just enough to like give you that feeling in the tree stand. There's 2 times I love to chew tobacco: was cutting firewood and hunting. Those are the 2 times. So I got to find something to fill that void, and
That's
jerky
like my
chew does
life.
it for me.
I cut trees
Yeah.
and hunt. That's like
We're kind of we did cope. Well, he did grizzly. We did like long cut stuff.
Yeah.
And we've switched to these fucking what are these tobacco or not tobacco?
they're just nicotine. I got the
Nicotine
Zins
pouches.
and
And yeah, so we haven't. When was the last time you actually had a chew?
February,
February. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
and
man.
then I got off of these for a little bit, and then I get a little stressed out at work, so I went back.
One day we'll be good human beings and
Yeah.
we won't be putting these chemicals. How'd you quit the Red Man? Just cold turkey or with beef jerky chew?
No, dude, I just quit cold turkey. Like, I was to the point where, like, my mouth hurt a lot, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. And I was just done. I just didn't, there was never, like, for maybe a year or 2 after, I had pretty nasty cravings sometimes, but, yeah, no, I just kind of quit cold turkey. And I chewed pretty heavy, I would say, for, I don't know, maybe 6 years. And I just kind of got done with it. I don't know why.
I woke up one morning too, and I was over it. I was just my
Yeah.
mouth hurt. I was tired of spit bottles being around. I was just tired of it, and just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
And I think that's the way to quit. You just got to be like literally like I'm done with this. Like I don't
yeah,
want to
Yeah.
mess with it.
Yeah.
it's tough, man. Because like, I personally, I genuinely love the taste of Copenhagen wintergreen. I just like the taste of it.
Oh, I love Grizzly Wintergreen. I mean, coffee tastes different. Red Bull tastes. Everything tastes freaking different.
Yep.
Yeah.
That Levi Garrett shit and Red Man, that tastes like raisins to me.
Oh yeah.
That like,
Dude, and when
I don't want to get you too
when
excited.
I was, yeah, we gotta stop talking
I'm not
about
gonna be
it.
the guy to get you back.
I'm gonna go. I'll be in rehab tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, back to beavers.
He's salivating over here.
I'll be in rehab. Oh, Cream Wild ruined his life. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, how about those 2 water bottles? That fucking sucks, buddy. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even take
No.
one. I don't even take one water bottle to the tree stand.
Yeah.
Because I hate it.
Yeah. See, I don't mind packing a little extra weight. I mean, I know as you get older, you want to lose a little bit of weight that you're packing around.
All right. In that note, thank you guys for tuning in to Craven Wild. What's his name? I don't know. You figure it out later.
That's hilarious. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Are you Pennsylvania Dutch?
Am I? Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, a lot of my family's from Belleville, which is the heart of Pennsylvania Dutch. It's 90% Amish.
Pretty Dutchy. I seen your last
Yeah.
name. I'm like, I wonder if he's Dutch. Usually,
Yeah.
if it ends in ER
No,
and you're
I'm
from
not Dutch, but
Pennsylvania.
German.
Right, Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Usually, if your last name
Yeah.
ends with ER or TZ, there's a good chance you're like of Pennsylvania Dutch origin.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah, but the two water bottles, I use one for drinking, and the other I use for cleanup after a gut pile.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Interesting.
don't
That's
usually
good.
drink two,
Yeah, yeah.
but I
Hey.
like to have water to clean up.
Well, since you drink like a fish, what do you do for taking a leak? Now, like, 'cause some
Pee on the
people,
ground.
you don't give a shit. Cool. Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I've shot deer with my pants halfway down. They
Were they
I've
looking at
been
the
told-
acorn?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that they smell that it's piss, but I don't think that they identify it as
Yeah,
human piss.
yeah,
I think they know that it's. I mean, it could be porcupine piss to them.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know that they know.
It's funny because you got guys, the same dude will be like, "Oh yeah, I piss in my scrapes," and then they're like, "Oh, you can't piss on the tree stand."
Yeah.
Dude, you
Right.
piss in the scrape.
Yeah.
What the fuck
Right.
is wrong
Yeah.
with you?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
for me, it's mostly the noise. It's a fucking makes so much noise, especially like a cold morning. Jesus Christ, I hate taking
Oh
a
yeah, that
piece.
like
All the leaves are just making extra
yeah.
noise, man.
When you get old like that, you don't have a single stream.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
don't.
real spitter.
it goes like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
It could be
The
weak
trick
too.
It could be.
the trick to peeing on those cold leaves is like in a stand, you have to like turn around and pee on the actual tree
Yeah.
behind your stand and let it run down.
Yeah, yeah.
And that way you don't have that splash.
Yeah, all right.
There you go. Just don't pee on your sticks.
Just those
Yeah.
pages.
That's all.
Pick an aiming point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate trying to fish through all the layers and just get the little nugget out. And you're like, oh, please don't pee on yourself. Please don't. Do you do a lot of like late season hunting, or are you just trapping it?
No, I do a lot of late season hunting. I think that's the biggest challenge in the state is trying to kill a deer with a bow after Christmas.
I thought
That's
you were going to say
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to pee in late season. That's real difficult.
I thought you were gonna ask him that. That's why I'm laughing. He's like, "Do you have real problems? You know, not peeing on yourself."
Oh, dude, nothing pisses me off fishing through 7 layers trying to get the little. Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's the best thing about the saddle is that you can lean, and you don't have to do much.
What do you got to do when
Yeah.
you got to take a shit, though?
Well, you like climbers. In a leaf in
Yeah.
your hand, then just throw. No, I'm
Like climbers, like the people who climb?
yeah, like rock climbers.
Those crazy bastards.
Hey, you've already got the diaper on, man.
Tell me about it, dude. $2.99 at Walmart. But yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
rock climbers, if you guys don't know this, they when they climb big walls, they look for loose rock. They take a shit on the rock and then they throw the shit with the rock out because they can't take a shit because they sleep on the wall. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
So more of the sto-
Moral of the story: don't rock climb.
don't rock climb underneath somebody else who's rock climbing.
Pretty much. So.
I think that's what we need to take from this. Don't look up.
Yeah,
And make
pretty
sure your
much.
mouth's closed if you do. Jeez.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Anyways,
How many deer do you like to kill in a year? Like, what's your average goal?
Goal every year is 3. I like 3 gets me to the next season. That said, I mean, I've got a buck tag and 6 doe tags this year. Will I fill them? No. But I like to have a tag in my pocket kind of at all times in case I see a sick one or a hurt one or whatever. I like to be able to have a reason to hunt. I'm never going to run out of tags, so I have a reason to hunt until the end of late archery season.
Hell yeah. Now, do you, when you get all your tags, do you like get a bunch of them all over the place, or you try to get as many as you can in that core area? How do you try to take on that? And then after that question, what's your thoughts on the new doe tag system?
So
You're full of 'em
I
tonight.
get tags. I get tags for 2 areas. Cumberland County is split by, like right through the middle of Cumberland County is the line between 2 WMUs. So I'll get half my tags for the northern side, which runs the whole way to my cabin, and then the other half for the southern side, which is some of my local properties down into Pine Grove Furnace State Park. So it's not all over the state. It's kind of half and half to where I live.
I got you. Keep it close.
Yeah.
that's good.
The new doe system, I think they got to get the kinks worked out of it because some of those guys were waiting for like 107,000 in line waiting for a doe tag. Yeah, that's insane. But I don't know. I was talking with my dad about it, and I was like, why don't they just like do each unit on a specific day? Like why not sell all 4B tags on Monday, or open up, at least kind of break it up maybe into regions or something, because that first day when everybody's trying to buy their first doe tag, there was people in line that did not want a doe tag. They just wanted their general license.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you had all these people and they weren't all there for the same reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. That'd be something. Do you do the elk lottery at all?
I do. I put in for, I think I'm on year 10 or 11 for the general season.
Damn, same here.
And
There's
nothing
nothing to it. I'm telling you, man.
Nothing.
We gotta start paying people.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm gonna die of old age before I shoot a PA.
Right, right. Some guy
Yeah.
from New York, what was that, 2 years ago, I think? Reached out to me because we were posting photos. We go out to that part of PA every year just to, be out there, take pictures, just, fuck around. And
Yeah.
he drew a tag with 4 points. And he was from New York. I mean, God bless the fella. He got his elk, and I'm happy for him. But screw you.
Respectfully, screw you.
Yeah, respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I know. I don't know. It seems odd, and yeah, I don't know. I've got my own theory on all that stuff, but I don't understand why it's so difficult for residents to get drawn, and I also don't understand why it's so cheap for a non-resident to hunt our elk. I don't know. I don't get that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's dirt cheap.
Yeah, it's crazy cheap.
Yeah, and then every other state you want to go to is like
Yeah.
you got to take out a lien on your house and
Yeah.
to get this done.
It's insane. I'm afraid.
Yeah,
I know
think
what's gonna
it's
happen.
like $400 for a non-resident if you get drawn. That's nothing.
No.
It's $100 more than Delaware.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
deer. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. I know. I guarantee you, I'll draw it if I ever draw like a tag out west that I've been trying to get.
Yeah, you'll be doubled up
Yep.
and be like, son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. Then I'll have to quit my job, and then I'll be
Yeah.
living in a camper. It's just gonna be just
A new way
So
of
if you
life.
get drawn out west and drawn in PA, which tag are you taking?
PA.
PA. 100%.
Even if you've got a bunch of money invested in that western hunt.
PA.
Well, it depends what it is, right? Because I've been applying for bison in Utah for quite a long time, and I think I might have to take that tag over the elk tag.
Okay.
But if it's, hopefully it's one of those states where I can kind of play the system and either sell the tag or, because some states you can sell the tag back. Do that. If not, man, I don't know. I might have a serious conversation with my boss. But yeah, I don't know if it's anything other than that buffalo. Just like the places that I have points in, I think I'm gonna go the PA elk. I know that's not the what everybody views as a hunt of a lifetime for elk, but for
Yeah.
us being in PA, to me, that's
Definitely
Dude,
a hunt of a
so
lifetime.
cool.
Dude, the chances of you killing a fucking toad,
right,
it's way higher in PA than out west.
right.
So I will take
Yeah.
PA any day.
Mm-hmm.
Any day. And we go over there to look for them, and we always find huge
Giants.
giants. So I would do the same thing.
Would you do an outfitter if you drew in PA?
Oh, for a cow, no. For a bull, maybe, depending on what bulls are around that year. I know that area pretty well. I know some of the guides that are up there, so I'm sure if I got drawn, they would give me some tips off the record to find, well, certainly to find cows. But I think it depends where I'm at in my life at that point. But if I want a trophy bull, like 400-inch bull, I would absolutely get a guide or an outfitter.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just want to shoot a 5x6 Pennsylvania elk, no, I wouldn't waste money on a guide for that. I feel like I could get that done myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say the same, yeah.
If you have any kind of like hunting skill whatsoever, I feel like
My
you could put
dad said
yourself
if he draws, he's getting a guide, but that's because where he's at in his life. He
Yeah.
wants, if he's gonna
Yeah.
draw, he wants to go and be successful at it.
in. Right. So you apply for
Or-
bull and cow?
I apply for bull and cow. I apply for general season, archery, and the late season. I apply for everything you could apply for.
Yeah. So I used to do that too, and then I switched to just bulls only because I feel like now 10 years in, if I draw an elk or a doe, Jesus
cow.
Christ, Thank you.
A cow.
A cow tag. I'm gonna be kind of like not pissed, but I'll be happy because it's a ton of meat that you get.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic to shoot a cow, but I don't know. I feel like I'm so many points in now. I just would like to shoot a.
Yeah, you
a
might as well
bull.
go for it now.
But that's probably gonna add to my years before I draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works if you get drawn for a cow. If that knocks you, if you lose your bonus points for just the cow side of it, or if you lose them for cow and bull. I don't know.
I think if you draw, don't quote me on this, but I think like say you draw for regular season, I think it's by
Yeah.
season, not by sex.
Okay.
I believe. So theoretically, yeah, you would lose your points.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not willing to risk the
So-
chance.
Yeah, I'd like to do the archery hunt. I think that'd be great.
Oh.
I've been putting in since that season got started, so I have as good a chance as anybody to get drawn.
Right.
Maybe the non-residents have a better chance than me. I don't know how that all works.
It seems like it. Yeah, because that's only what's that like 4 years, 5 years that's been around, something like that.
I
Something
think
like that.
5, yeah.
5, yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
fingers
we'll see.
We'll
Fingers
see.
crossed. If you draw, we'll come out. Well, I don't know. I'll film you just to see it.
Oh yeah, dude, if I get drawn, there's gonna be about 40 guys walking with me.
Yeah.
Whole
There's so many
cavalry
people that would go. Yeah,
would be doing old school deer drives for you.
yeah, I'd be looking for like a 5-man ladder stand.
That's hilarious.
I can provide the diapers.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, we're an hour and a half into this.
Yeah.
Taylor, do you have anything else you want to tell the people where they can find you if they want to get a hold of you? If you want to, you don't have to release that information if you don't want to.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to talk deer, talk whatever. Instagram is Steel Parvo, but yeah, feel free to hit me up for any questions. I love to talk deer. I love to learn. I love to help with what I do know, albeit minimal sometimes on certain things. But I'm glad to help, and I love to be involved in more than just my own hunts. That's for sure.
All right, guys, you know what to do. Satisfy that craving. Be wild.